All right, it's time, boys and gals. Exciting times are upon us, and you know you like that Marcelian Online World of Warcraft content and podcast and on Cooldown and TLFs and everything in between. Well, the time is now. So you probably know or not that we used to have another editor here. We were three men basically running the show, and at some point, you know, the third editor decided to like move along with his career, and we kind of struggled, to be honest. We were like two people here
for the last couple of months. And around that time is when we kind of stopped putting 2 guides per week, which I know that a lot of you guys kind of wanted to have that back, and that is coming back.
It's coming back. 2 guides.
Soon, probably at the end of the month, we're gonna start having 2 guides per week again, because that is pretty much what takes most of our time when handling our channel. And be that as it may, now we have more help.
Yeah, we have I would say an official third member who is going to help us a lot here. So the team has grown, and we can unveil the secret now. It's one of our former Patreons. It's Lego. He's from Romania, so we met up and we talked, and we kicked it, and he's gonna be helping us out with research on class, on specs. He's a cutting edge raider. He pushes a lot of keys and stuff, multi-classer, and basically all he has to do is like play, I would say, mid to high end tier content, and analyze everything and do the research and stuff. He's also writing scripts, and he's making some funny intros for so if you love the intros, just know a lot of that it is now coming from Lego. So he's part of the team now.
Assassino Criticalando.
Yeah, the Assassino Criticalando, that was his idea, so we have to give him credit. It's a big help for us, and it will definitely allow us to do a lot more stuff on the channel. Flame mentioned 2 class guys per week, as we used to do back in the day, and I know a lot of people wanted that, and it's going to happen for sure, especially with 9.1.5 coming around. But not only that, there's time for more stuff to be cooking now. What else?
Yeah, well, we definitely have posted videos that you guys have requested that we particularly didn't want to do because it kind of messes up with the YouTube algorithm, and more on that later. But those videos are basically the logs in the sim videos, and we want to do more of that in the future. Obviously, the Wednesday slot of the week will be filled by the second guide eventually, but following that, we'll have different kinds of projects that we have cooking, and we're not gonna bore you with the details because it's gonna be a surprise, but that's part of what's gonna be coming up, as well as an extra streaming day. Whether or not we do PvE, PvP, raiding or not, is gonna be with you guys, and we're gonna blend that all into the Twitch, and as well with the streaming, we have been wanting to do this for a while, is to make a MoCast podcast live. Ideally, we kind of want to see if we can get theory crafters and obviously really high ranked players to talk about specific specs, but that's not everything that's going to be there. We can have a podcast with you guys. We can chat about the game, different types of aspects of the game with live Q&A and stuff like that, and hopefully you guys are excited for that, because we are.
Yeah, it was something that we were talking about and planning for a longest time. That plus the fact that we really want to make a lot of projects that aren't necessarily YouTube friendly, because here's the deal, right? Let's have a real talk with the people. So if we don't make class guides and TLFs and sometimes news shows, and we try something else like the Sims videos or the logs and stuff, or something that we cooked up about, the story of WoW.
The podcast is also a good example.
The podcast too, yes. YouTube will just punish us. It will not push the videos, and it's basically a lot of these projects involve a lot of work, right? So sometimes it just feels bad because your baby is not doing good, right? So this will allow us to basically do a lot more of this content, and will not like strangle us with all of the time that it is necessary to put in a lot of those videos. We're all about quality, right, over quantity, but we do want to increase the quantity of the videos because we have so much ideas and we want to push it out, right?
Like 2 or 3 videos per week is not enough. And also, speaking of ideas, before we move on to the podcast next,
it's coming.
Marcelian kind of had a cool idea because it started from one of your comments once again, because we do listen to feedback when you watched our tier list, and it said Flame and Marcelian seem to have different opinions about different things that go into tier lists. Well, fret not, because the formula will change to something that's actually pretty cool, and it's gonna be beef tier list. We're gonna argue about whatever it is that is the topic. That's gonna be pretty cool. Think of rap battles, but tier list.
Yeah, it's gonna be basically Flame versus Marcelian. You know, specs going at each other. You know what's good, what's not good, and all the arguments there. I think it's gonna be pretty fun. I cannot wait to start those. They're gonna be coming really, really soon to a TLF near you. The On Cooldown new series that's coming out on Thursday. That's also continuing, so no problems about that. Yeah. And also the MoCast podcast. Now I know a lot of you enjoy that, and a lot of you don't know what happened. You think that we don't post any podcasts anymore, which is not true. We made a dedicated channel specifically only for World of Warcraft podcast, more specifically MoCast. So if you want to listen or watch that, you can check the link in the description and after you watch the video, and you can subscribe and get that notification there because you want to be notified when those podcasts go up. I mean, currently we're working on getting in, you know, the Fire Mage podcast, Warlock Specs podcast. This is like specs we haven't really touched on the show, and we're really excited to get them down. I also remade the Windwalker podcast because it kind of got shafted in between the transition from all the videos from Marcelian&Online moving to the MoCast channel. That's going to be up once again on the MoCast channel. So that's not going away. It's still there. It's just on a different channel. Okay, that's
like and subscribe and all of that, so you can get all the news because you know YouTube just doesn't show you videos.
That's the thing. And also speaking about new things, I think we haven't talked not enough. We haven't talked enough about this project.
This is a little bit not war related, but it is still part of our passion and our just strive to be, you know, like into the gaming culture, and that essentially birthed the GameBase channel, which we have been talking amongst ourselves for a couple of years now. And we have been posting videos since June, and you've seen, if you followed the channel so far, we've had anything from like Pokemon to Diablo 2, which is actually kind of what our focus is right now.
Far Cry, Slay the Spire, Among Us. It's
game reviews, documentaries, first impressions, playthroughs, stuff like that. It's really cool. We have a bunch of videos out right now. You can go check it out. Again, link is down in the description. And we're going to continue with the GameBase, and pretty much GameBase is a little bit more chill. It's freestyle. It's basically what we do in our free time, and we wanted to, you know, if we have something cool, smart, funny to say about that, or show, we kind of want to put it into the video. And again, we're totally open to feedback and anything. Maybe you want to see stuff like me playing horror games and shout like a little bit, or things like that. The only real line that we draw is probably we're not gonna play another MMO because we've been getting questions about New World and Final Fantasy like that. It's like we're fine with WoW for now.
These new MMOs are not on the radar necessarily. Now, this is one important aspect I do want to underline. During these years, we've kind of streamlined a lot of the processes here on how we make the videos, the research, the production, and all of that. So having, you know, another channel that is focused on anything else outside of World of Warcraft does not take away from the time on World of Warcraft. So as we said at the beginning of the video, the content cadence will increase and hopefully the quality too. I mean, you guys will let us know if the quality has been improving. On that note, I'm hoping you can definitely see that our videos now are all 60 FPS. We're working on upgrading for full HD to 2K at least on all of the Marcelian&Online videos. Also, there has been a lot of work put into like new animations and sound and stuff like that, apart from all of the equipment that has been let's say upgraded here. And this was due to big help from people from our community, the patrons. Oh my god, the patrons. So we have to talk about this because it's really important.
So we do mention this a lot of the time, but don't think that we're taking you guys for granted. It actually helps a lot, especially when it comes to YouTube's uncertainty when generating revenue every month. I mean, it's not a secret that YouTube is not a stable source of income. Anybody that does any YouTube and wants, you know, to express their creativity out in the world and make a living out of it eventually goes into Patreon and other things like that. So Patreon has been something that we've been kept up for a while, and we do want to do a little bit better for you guys as well. As you know, if you've checked our Patreon, if not, you can check the link down below. You can get like wallpapers, which is kind of like the first little thing that we do to show the gratitude.
The mid-big tier patrons will get a customized wallpaper with their main on, and it's basically works of art. I'm not gonna shy away from it. They're works of art.
I mean, you can probably see them on the screen right now. And something that all patrons essentially get are monthly access to our bloopers, which we do at the end of every month because just talking to a camera all day isn't just going to be perfect. And obviously we want to make something, we usually have the monthly Patreon talks, which is what this is. So dear patrons, if you think you've missed it, you haven't. This is the the monthly Patreon
for everybody.
But since we've had so many changes, we just thought it would be just fair to let everybody else know exactly what's going on.
Yep.
But these kind of talks, we usually have them either in a vlog format or like live discussion with the patrons as well.
On Discord, yeah.
On our Discord, yeah, and you can check it down below as well. And another thing that we kind of want to do that we've been receiving requests for, and we've kind of wanted to do this ever since we started doing YouTube altogether, but it was a little bit tricky to implement. And that is every now and again when we can organize like an hour or two or something like that, you guys can hop into Discord with us and we can stream editing, whatever we do, whatever project we're working on.
It's very boring, but...
It is, but if you want to watch it, you want to watch it. But
sure.
You can definitely get a feel as to what it takes to actually put like the boring part of well, boring. It's kind of fun for us, but the let's say less exciting part of the production into the editing, and you can watch us, you know, just move shit around.
That's the thing. So currently, a Patreon of ours receives obviously, you know, the wallpaper for the character, the main character that they have. They receive the access to the bloopers that we do every month, and also the Patreon chats or vlogs. Now we want to implement this other reward for high tier Patreons, which is basically us maybe on the Discord just streaming the work process. Like Flame would be streaming his part of the editing while I would be streaming my part of animations and, you know, fine touching or whatever, or just, you know, cutting up videos and mixing sound and everything like that. So maybe it's interesting for some people. I don't know. It seems like for
if you want it, it's there.
It's, you know, people watching a process like this, I think it's really boring because there's a lot of detail work. I mean, we cut no corners. So this is, I guess, the best time to say it. As Flame said earlier too, YouTube is not the most reliable source of revenue, especially not in the last, I would say, 6 months or so. Patreon is definitely a huge help, and if there's any time for you to join, if you ever thought of joining the Patreon and, you know, helping out with the content, that's like primarily your reward, I would say, because you would just support the content and make it still happen. But you also get all of these extra things, and they're all explained in the tiers over there. We definitely appreciate all the help, definitely want to mention it. It is not required. It helps. It assures that we can have Lego on board, we can have improvement to the quality, and we can have a much better cadence to the content. It helps us not miss out on, you know, specific videos or news or whatever. So, you know, consistent revenue from Patreon is always welcome. That being said, let's just recap because it's a lot.
Well, pretty much everything that we said, and all of the I did want to mention this as well, and all of the updates that we have for our channel, we're basically posting them on all of our social media. And at the very least, if you're not into Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that, you can hop onto our Discord where we actually talk and post every single video that on all of our channels is going to be posted there. That's where we have the Patreon talks. Everything is going to be in our Discord as well. And we cannot go on without thanking the Twitch gang as well, because they've been incredibly supportive, and they've also been contributing to all of the upgrades that we've been doing here as well. So thank you very much.
Yeah, just wanted to recap. Yeah. So what will happen, like starting from the end of October, right? We're going back to 2 class guides per week, thanks to having Lego on board and being a huge help. We're also going to have all of the podcasts on a weekly basis on Mondays. That's going to be on the MoCast podcast channel. We're going to carry on with the On Cooldown news series. That's going to be on Thursdays with all of the happenings and whatever. Then on Fridays, we're going to have TLFs. The new format will kick in somewhere at the same period with Flame versus Marcelian, you know, specs and classes and bosses and whatever. Then also GameBase gaming channel. Over there, there's now a lot more Diablo 2 Resurrected focused stuff over there, just because we played the fuck out of that game. But it's not like just 100% that. It's gonna be for a time. We also plan to do a lot more projects for MarcelianOnline and GameBase that are not necessarily what you would normally expect of us. So things like lore discussions or lore related stuff, characters, you know. I was thinking at some point of making like a small ass documentary about the origins of World of Warcraft, because I'm currently working on a Diablo 2 Origins video, so that would be really cool. A lot of love projects that are in the works, and definitely plus the streams. We're gonna have a lot more streams, but basically another day of the streams, which is gonna be whatever, raiding with you guys, doing keys with you, or maybe just having a MoCast podcast with you, talking about whatever. So I think that's about it. Thank you.
Mouthful. Yeah. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for staying with us for such a long time, and I hope you will keep enjoying the content that we make, because it's fun. And
better enjoy it. I'm gonna come to your home. And you don't want that, because I'm a hungry bastard. I'll eat all of the things in your refrigerator. Now, seriously, thank you so much for sticking with us, and thank you for to the Patreons for supporting us through all of these hard times with WoW and YouTube and all of that. And thank you to
it's gonna get better eventually.
everybody.
Eventually.
Yes. Now, after you've seen this video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. Bye-bye.
I've been loving it then, I still love it now. Still, I play WoW. Still, I play WoW. Getting better every day, let me show you how. Cause still, I play WoW. Still, I play WoW. It's getting harder to stay, but at the end of the day, it's a guilty pleasure, so just log in and play. Whether it's classical retail, I'ma do a /bow. Still, I play WoW.